We're going to talk about nails. Nails are the protective covering on the distal ends of our fingers and our toes. They're a continuation of the epithelium of the skin, and they're highly keratinized. So remember that keratinization is the process by which cells fill with keratin so that they become hard and waterproof. Nails are highly keratinized, and therefore they are very hard and very waterproof. These are the parts of the nails that we're going to discuss in this screencast. You can see here, this is a dorsal view of the hand, so you're looking at the back of the hand, and this is a lateral view, so you're looking at it from the side. So this would be your bone, this is the muscle and fat, then you have your skin all the way on the outside with the nail here on the dorsal part of your hand. The first two terms that we need to talk about are the nail plate and the nail bed. The nail plate is simply the nail. What we call the nail in everyday language, we call the nail plate when we're using anatomical terms. So the nail plate is your nail, and the nail bed is the surface of skin underneath the nail plate. You have specialized epithelium that's going to produce the nail bed, and then the nail cells are going to be produced to form the nail plate. The epithelium of the nail bed is highly vascularized, so it has a lot of blood vessels and it has nerves as well. So if you push down on your finger, if you're not wearing nail polish, you'll see that it goes white, and that's because the blood is leaving the capillaries in the nail bed. When you lift your finger up, you should see the pink or the red come back into your nail bed because the blood is refilling the capillaries. So that's called capillary refill, and it's actually something that we use to check vital signs of people and make sure that blood is reaching their fingers or their toes. Next, we have our cuticle. The cuticle is a thin covering of skin at the base of the nail. Aesthetically speaking, we often cut the cuticle off or push it back. Anatomically speaking, the cuticle is very important because it's going to protect against water loss from the inside and infection from the outside. So it acts as a seal between the nail and the body. So it's right here in this diagram, or it's right here in this diagram. It kind of acts like the seal around your car door or at the bottom of your front door. It keeps everything sealed so that water doesn't get out and infection doesn't get in. Very important. So when we're talking about the parts of the nail plate itself, we also talk about how cells grow and divide. So the lunula is right here. Lunula gets its name from luna, which means moon. That's a half moon or crescent shape. It's white, it's thicker, and it's part of your nail plate. This is where cells are going to actively grow, divide, keratinize, and then push the nail forward. So we could equate this to the stratum basal within our epidermis, in that this is where the new cells are being formed, it's where the young cells are, and as new cells are formed, it pushes the older cells out toward the edge, which in this case is called the free edge. So the free edge is where the oldest cells are. It's the part of the nail plate that's going to extend past the nail bed, therefore it's not free. It is free because it's not attached to the skin underneath. The free edge is going to wear away with normal use, or we will cut it off. So here's just one last look as an overview of the parts of the nail. You have the nail plate, the nail itself, where you have the lunula. Cells are actively growing and dividing here. New cells come in, which pushes old cells further out towards the free edge, which is the part of the nail plate that's not connected to the nail bed. The nail bed sits under here. You can't see the nail bed in the dorsal view because it's underneath the nail plate. And then lastly, you have your cuticle, which is here and is very important to act as a protective seal against water loss and infection.